Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is Brother Hamza Foy with the Louisville Muslimin, recording a short thank you to community members here in the Muslim community in Louisville, Kentucky. Thank you for donating, for contributing, for spreading the word about the fundraiser that we had to cover material costs and labor costs related to the renovation projects that we have undertaken at Masjid Bilal, Southside. Some context: the Louisville Muslimin, we took on renovation projects at Masjid Bilal, Southside. It's a neighborhood masjid in the Iroquois area. The address is 6200 South 3rd Street. We took on renovation projects that include drywall repair and wall panel installation in the masjid gym. The wall panels being installed to protect the walls from kind of the day-to-day play and recreation that the children partake in inside the gym, as well as ceiling fan installations in the musalla, benefiting the brothers and sisters who gather for the 5 daily prayers and the various lessons that they have at Masjid Bilal. For those of you who do not know, Masjid Bilal Southside is one of the more recent Masjid here in Louisville, Kentucky, servicing the Iroquois neighborhood, Iroquois being kind of south end of Louisville. Alhamdulillah, very strong community that goes there, that visits. They perform their prayers. The layout of the building is really nice. In addition to just the musalla, you have a gym, a number of classrooms that they use for both children and adult education, as well as a cafe, barbershop, and I believe kind of like office spaces. The donations that we gathered, alhamdulillah, the fundraiser went very quickly. Really, we kicked it off yesterday, Friday, November 29th. MashaAllah, we hit the target that we had set, which is $5,000. May Allah reward each and every one of you who contributed, who shared, and helped us broadcast to a wider audience in our local Muslim community. I also wanted to touch on and start to give an answer to a question that I've gotten, not just from this fundraiser, but over the past couple of months. A number of people have approached me and they have asked, Brother Hamza, what is the Louisville Muslimin? Starting out, it really had haya, a modesty to not broadcast the Muslimin group. Alhamdulillah, a lot of good has come out of this gathering of brothers, of men in the community. That being said, as more and more people learn about us, hear about us, read about us, it becomes prudent to give an answer. So the Louisville Muslimin, alhamdulillah, we have been gathering for over 2 years now. Alhamdulillah. The Louisville Muslimin is a gathering of men in the community, the generations, the 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds, even 40-year-olds. The mission is threefold. The first one is, alhamdulillah, a lot of the elders in our community have taken care of both transmitting the fard ayn, the individually obligated knowledge that we have to know in order to be practicing Muslims, as well as taking care of the fard kifayas. Fard kifaya, communal obligation. One of those fard kifayas is the washing of the deceased Muslim, in our case, the male Muslims. Alhamdulillah, over the past, I would say, year, even more than a year, I would say a majority of the ghusl mayyit, the washing of the deceased, for the men has either been led or has had muhsineen members involved. So it's either been led by our members, or at least our members have participated, have volunteered under the direction of somebody. So the first mission that we have is the 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds, even the 40-year-olds, those generations, to bring them up to know their aqidah, to know the necessary knowledge of Islam, as well as to learn the fard kifayas and to actively take a role in fulfilling those various fard kifayas. The second mission of the Louisville Muhsineen is, alhamdulillah, Louisville, in kind of looking at the quote-unquote American Muslim communities, Louisville is one of the younger communities in the sense that Louisville is predominantly first-generation Muslims who don't have a shared language. What do I mean by that, Hamza? What I mean is people immigrated from the Middle East, from Jordan, Palestine, Iraq, Syria. They've immigrated from Pakistan, India, Bangladesh. They've immigrated from Senegal, Gambia, Mauritania. They've immigrated from different parts of the Muslim world, in Africa, Asia, and Eastern Europe, speaking the languages of their land and not speaking a common language. In this case, being here in the United States, that would be English, to where the first generation Muslims have been relatively divided, not, and let me be very clear, not on purpose, not out of, I'm not saying it's on purpose or that, there's competitiveness necessarily, but just practically speaking, they came here to the United States not speaking a common language where they could cross lines and work with one another. The generation that's in their 20s and 30s especially, they are typically second generation or have successfully learned English to where we can now all work together. I am the Amir of the Muhsineen, but then, we kind of have an admin group that's made up of different people. One brother from Pakistan, one brother from Somalia, one brother from Kenya. And so that second mission is to bring brothers together to where we understand that our concern, our energy, our effort should be spent on the community at large. And because we don't have the language barrier issue, it's a lot easier for us to work together. That's not to say, for example, in general, it is important as a Muslim to learn Arabic, to understand the Quran, but functionally speaking, we're all able to work together. And so this is, alhamdulillah, the Muslimin is drawn from different neighborhoods, different zip codes, different masajid that they live near, and we all come together. So it's building that sense of brotherhood. And the third mission is looking at the community as a whole. We need to start understanding that Islam governs every aspect of our life. It is not just you enter the masjid, you act one way, you step out of the masjid, yani all the muamalat, all the ibadat, we don't we tend to kind of put on two masks. The third mission is to ensure that our generations, the 20, 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds, we are well-rounded Muslim men in the community who look after the community, that to the best of our ability and what is within our means, try to A, try to fulfill the needs of the community, but B, kind of baked in the name, what we do, we try to do to the closest to excellence that we can achieve. Ihsan. So that's really the Louisville Muhsinin in a nutshell. We have a number of halaqat where we sit at the feet of the local scholars, a number of skills workshops, a number of business workshops, because once again, that third mission, we need to be the most well-rounded and to the best of our ability, exercising every effort, try to attain excellence in all parts of our life, in our worship, in the masjid, in our marriages, in dealing with our family, in attaining wealth in order to use it for the right reasons. All of those, we want to strive towards excellence. No man's an island. The Muhsinin is a gathering. Alhamdulillah, we have over 30 members, and we have a very strict culture. That's another thing. This is not, and I say this with respect, but this is not a youth club. This is not a hangout. You can go play soccer on your own time. It's not to say that there's a time and a place for everything. There's a time to relax, of course, but we have a very strict culture. Please don't ping me, Hamza, can my 14-year-old son join? No. We may reach, and this is another thing, we have 3 cycles in which we invite members. So we nominate within our group in order to add on members that we know would add an impact, and that this effort, this concerted, serious effort could have an impact on their life. I'll close with a hadith, and we'll close this video. It's related in Sunan Tirmidhi. It's the Hasan hadith, fair grading. Hudhayfa reported that the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Do not be blind followers, saying that if our people are good, we will be good, and if they are unjust, we will be unjust. Rather, decide for yourselves. If the people are good, be good. If they are evil or unjust, do not be unjust." Barakallahu feekum wa jazakallahu khairan. I make dua for each person who contributed towards the fundraiser, as well as I make dua generally for those who had the intention but may not have had the means, or those who helped spread the news of the fundraiser, broadcasting it to a wider audience. Greatly appreciate it. May Allah reward you all. Make these weighty deeds on your scales on Yom Al-Qiyamah to your benefit in the hisab and the accounting. And I'll close here. Jazakallah khairan. Wassalamu alaikum.